morning, Steve Khan. Good morning, everyone. He is on, actually.
Morning, Steve. Morning, Paul. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. I have some birthdays, so let me dispense with it. Miss Tunapuna, remember her? Today is Miss Tunapuna's birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Tunapuna. Yeah, Cynthia Peterkin, Leon Bowler, who is that? Someone I played cricket with. Met him the other day in a little reunion. Happy birthday, Leon. Natalie Zamora John Afro Raymond is celebrating his birthday today. Yep, it is. And those are my birthdays for today. Yeah, those are my birthdays today. Today is what? The 7th, right? Right. And the wait is over. Local government election is August 14, 2023. So that is out and dispensed. The screening hasn't ended as yet, though. I think the Prime Minister actually travels today for a few days. And when he comes back, I think over the weekend, on Monday, screening will resume. So, but we had a long night on Monday night. I didn't get home here until almost 2 a.m. Tuesday after that screening session. So it's going to be some long nights for some others, and but the campaign period though seems to be longer than normal because it's not the minimum 35 days. Because if nomination day is June 26th, then we clearly have a more than a 35-day campaign period. Between the nomination day and the election day. It's minimum of 35 days, but I think it's gone over 40. It's definitely gone over 40. When you count them. Yeah. It's about that. Yeah.
A lot of time for a lot of noise. A lot of time for a lot of noise.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I hear this song now. Come in, we come in, we come in, we come in, we come in.
Man, yeah, you're nerd, boy.
Oh, you like that song, boy? Oh, Lord. Oh, you love that song.
B&M coming. That's the refrain. Steve, you play that for me today. It's a tune by Delamo. Give me that today as one of your choices. Right? Give me a little wake up day.
That's what you're tuning.
Huh?
I hear so many years going on in the big truck. Oh, people whining behind the truck. Waving flag.
It is a nice tune.
Waving flag and Balizé. Waving flag and Balizé.
It's a nice refrain.
Someone told me yesterday, well, let me rephrase that there's going to be a different kind of campaign from you all. More a door-to-door campaign.
Well, the PNM has always done the door-to-door. They have always recommended that is the campaign that we do since Martin Joseph days as leading campaigns. He has always advocated for a door-to-door campaign. You understand? Go and meet the people. Go once, go twice, go thrice. He has always advocated that.
And then once you get elected, you don't have to go again.
Well, you're supposed to go, especially local government people. Local government people,
okay.
I think,
all right.
are better known for doing that. No, but local government people are better known for doing that. Not all of them do it, but they are better known for doing that.
This one here, I got to have an election. This one here is my representative. Need to go.
Who would be your rep? Who is your local rep?
I don't even know the name.
Because quite a few local reps.
And the office literally 5 doors from me, and I don't know the door always closed. If it open, it's to sell fruits and vegetables. Sometimes waste of time.
Who's that one? Is
I think
that
names of
Ramses UNI?
it starts with a C.
Is it a PNM councillor or UNC
Yes, it's
councillor?
a PNM councillor. Waste of time.
Okay, because they changed five of the councillors, five of the representatives in Sawal Avantil.
You need it
Five
to.
people. So I don't know if that person is one. Unless I know the name, I wouldn't.
But whether he changed or not didn't make a difference because he wasn't doing nothing.
Okay.
So it didn't make no difference. And if you have a new one, I know he neither or she. So
Yeah.
you
Well, if it's a
understand?
new candidate, I'll be very disappointed if you don't know who it is. If they don't come and knock your door.
Yes. Kazim said it's power, it's not Dynamo. And I knew it was power on I Small Islander.
What?
Can't tell
Who's
me.
saying
But the
what?
version I know is power.
No.
Dynamo may have sang it over for PNM, but the original
Yeah,
version is the
yeah.
Mighty Power.
But is the PNM refrain is Delamo sing it?
I'm talking
What
about the
you're
original.
talking about is
I'm
the
talking
original
about,
Calypso.
yes, that's what I'm talking about, sir.
Right. Yeah, the original Calypso is that. But Delamo sang over that tune for the PNM.
I'm talking about the original,
So,
sir.
huh?
I'm
You
talking
don't
about
want
the
the
original
original, you want the
version.
Delamo version?
I want the original version if I have to have it, sir.
But the
So
original version is not.
Trinities were rejoicing yesterday. Many people think I jump on and go Canada just so you can't.
Paul, I need you to explain that to me because I saw it and I said, "What is this about?" I need you to explain it.
We are
Whoever
on
understands.
a list of, we have been placed, commendably so, on a list of 13 countries who, if you have had or held a Canadian visa in the last 10 years, or if you currently hold a valid non-immigrant US visa, you can
Right.
apply for something called an ETA, which is an electronic travel authorization, right? And that's not a visa. I think it's like a document or a card where you don't really need or you get authorization to go to Canada to go into Canada. And I will add to that.
For
Do
6
you know?
months, yeah.
And I don't know if this happened to you, Wendell. When I traveled to New York recently, you know your normal thing, you pull out your passport.
Yes.
Got to the immigration officer, and I don't know if it's something new because I've heard other people speak about it. In the process of taking out my passport, he said, "Just look at the camera, please,
Yeah.
and enjoy your stay."
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't
That
always take
happened to me.
passport again.
No, they don't always take it. You're right.
So now
Yeah.
they're now on the biometrics eye thing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I hear me. So I hear him. Is there something wrong? I said, no, yeah, we don't. Not with everybody anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
don't know if that
that's
happened
a
to you
fact.
too. It was confusing to me for a while there.
Well, I'll tell you
So the
something.
minute they take the passport, they scan it and they stamp it.
Yes. No, they're not
That's
doing that.
what I've become
They're not-
accustomed to. But there's no just look at the machine, click, okay, enjoy your stay.
Well, let me tell you
I
my
guess
last
all the
experience.
countries are now, and based on this announcement by Canada, these countries are clearly on an international database now
Yeah.
that they all, yeah.
That they have enough information now on people that they could
Particularly frequent
make
travelers.
that decision. That's true. My experience in Fort Lauderdale the other day, you're right. I did hand them the passport. They looked at it, and he just told me, "Look at the camera." Right? And he said, "Okay, fine," and I left. But even more important, when I was leaving to come back now, because I haven't left through Fort Lauderdale to come home in a while. You don't even have to take out anything out of your bag. Leave your laptop, everything, and it goes through. They have a new modern looking scanner,
What
like
do you
a
want? The one that
dome.
looks like a spaceship?
Is that yes? It looks like
The
a
white one that looks like a spaceship. Same thing I experienced.
yeah, and everything goes through.
And the systems change so much when you're traveling internally, like domestically within the US, because it's less stringent. They have the machines you can process yourself through. So you don't have to go to the immigration
Yes,
office sometimes because it's a domestic thing you don't have to clear,
yes, yes.
right? But
TSA
but as I said, exactly. And then there's a new optical TSA pre-check that you can pay if
Yes,
you're a US
yes,
citizen, I think, or have a green
yes.
card. You can
Or have a
scan
green
your eyes and it expedites you through.
Yes,
So the
yes. It
systems are
does that.
changing rapidly.
Yeah, they're improving a lot. They're improving a lot.
It's a
I
lot
when I
faster now.
travel,
I give you that.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
lot
When I
faster.
travel into Fort Lauderdale to the other day, they always tell you empty your pockets, but I left a, a piece of paper, a little piece of paper in my pocket, was in my pocket, and he showed me it. He showed me. He said you have something in there. He said
You
I
hear
have to
that?
do your after check.
A little piece of paper in his pocket.
Yeah, it was a receipt. It was a receipt, and he showed me it on the camera. I said, but it's a
I'm
piece of
being
paper
mischievous,
here.
man. I'm
Well,
being
you're
mischievous.
supposed to empty your pocket. He said, I have to do a full body check on you now. He said, you want to do it here or in private? I said, I have nothing to hide, do it here. He said, I have to go all up between your legs, front and
And then,
back, I
and
said,
then he
go
feel it
ahead.
up.
Yeah, I said, go ahead.
And must say, why are you feel up too? So he didn't really mind.
Yeah, true, true. So it felt good.
He said, why are you feel up? I had to tell one stop at time. Okay, all right, stop now. Don't go any higher.
But and so I stood up there after. No, no, he just asked me if I want to do it here or if I want to go to a private room. I said, no, but why are you going with a private room with you for? Do it in front of people. I next thing you know, in
No,
the private room,
it may have been an invitation, Wendell.
well, exactly. So nah, do it here in front of people.
It may have been an invitation. It was a little slow. The man make an overture and you realize. Would you
Well,
like to go to
now
he
that you
didn't
say,
he,
now that you say it, I didn't think about it at the
he
time.
didn't he didn't specify Hyatt, Radisson,
Oh gosh.
Holiday Inn Express. Anyway, so Trinidadians, there are 13 countries on the list, including Trinidad and Tobago, which is good news.
Yes, it's good
If you've
news.
held a Canadian visa in the last 10 years, or if you hold a valid US non-immigrant visa, you can apply for the ETA instead of going through the whole visa process, which is quite a lot.
Very tedious. Very tedious.
All of them. The
Canadian
last time
visas.
renewed my US visa, it took me 3 days online. I had to pause and come back day after.
Yeah.
The only thing they ask is what you had for breakfast this morning and yesterday and the day before.
Yeah. You have to put down your deceased parents' names, your
It
siblings'
is
names.
extremely onerous.
Everything you have to put
Extremely
down.
onerous. I mean, what school you went to,
Yes.
every job you ever held, it's a lot.
Yes.
You had to pause it. Yeah, she had to pause it.
Yeah. It's
And come back and extend.
Yeah. It's a lot
But
of
the thing is,
information.
so I guess that's good news for Trinbagonians that they were going wild on social media yesterday evening.
Give us a little applause there, Steve.
You could just jump on a plane and
applause.
I find you looking happy this month, Ram. You get something else.
No, I'm always happy. I
No,
try
you're not always happy. No, you're not always happy. No, you're not always happy.
No,
You look very, very joyous this morning, like rested and ebullient and stuff.
Actually, no. I think I got a full night's sleep, but I think though, it's because the relief of that election date. Now that I know how to work, I could know how to plan because this time of the year.
So they offer you again. Would you accept?
To be an alderman. I will think about it seriously. I would hope because there'll be a new set of councillors again in the city. Because when we screened on Monday, there'll definitely be at least 4 new changes in the council on Monday. And one of them is a young man who I mentored, and actually encouraged him to come into the politics. He's going to be he's the new prospective candidate for Woodbrook. A young man who is Mark I, and he's 30 years old, very young. You understand? I knew him, I knew his parents, I knew his grandparents, I knew his family. And I was happy that he screened successfully. He was very, very impressive, and he was selected, recommended,
I saw
and
some
selected.
pictures of your screening. Is it that everyone is in the same room screening in front of everybody else who's a potential candidate?
No.
I saw a whole room filled with people, and I saw the head table with Dr. Rowley, Stuart Young, Faris El-Rawi, Minister Robinson Regis,
Nan Gatsby Dolly,
Dr. Nan Gatsby Dolly,
Faris El-Rawi.
one person I didn't know. But
Yeah.
then I saw
No,
chairs with people also.
those were the executives of the constituencies.
Oh,
So
okay.
a
All right.
constituency executive will comprise of about 22 to 23 people.
Understood.
So if in Port of Spain, you'll get the entire executive from South and the entire executive from North. So that's the room full of people you're seeing.
And the
The
candidate is
candidates
screening in
come in
front of
one by
them.
one. They come
Okay.
in one by one.
So what is asking?
Yeah. No problem.
What,
You can come in.
what do they ask you?
They ask, well, they will have had your bio and all that before. If you're a returning candidate, they ask you what are some of the achievements or challenges that you would have had, and what are you going to do to improve the low vote count that you would have had. In some instances, people would have had low vote counts, especially in the city, right? What have you done, or what are you planning to do to improve on that? Right? And of course, issues surrounding the reform. Well, the Prime Minister weighed into the city in terms of how it looks and how it's being run and so on. He was not very complimentary.
But they put the Maggie same man, so what's the point?
Well, brother, I ain't
So
responding to that.
if you are unhappy with how the city has been managed, and you put the Maggie same here, is anything going to
Well,
change?
I don't know that that's going to happen, but I will not comment on that because that's not my call. You understand? That's not my call at all. I would be, if after what I heard in that screening, that they put back the same leadership, well, then wherever they get to look for it.
I like how you
That's
use
what
that the same leadership. That's politically correct of you, the same leadership.
Oh yes, this is going
You
live.
ain't getting personal at all.
I shared your Facebook post this morning, so everybody who hearing me too,
The same leadership. You avoided that term mayor like
Yeah, well,
plague.
I am responsible for the mayor. You understand? For
You,
choosing
you've,
the people.
you've absolved yourself of the inaction of the corporation.
Well, no, I haven't. I haven't. And if I had a chance to respond to the Prime Minister, I would have responded because I think though he is how I should put it, mistaken or misguided about how a corporation can run and
The
what
Prime
power.
Minister, you're saying
Yeah,
the
and what
Prime
power.
Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, with 50 years political experience, is misguided about how a corporation runs?
Well, certainly about how the city and about some of the things that the city can and cannot do. The council, that is it. Because the administration gets
I
a
doubt,
free pass
I
all the
doubt very
time.
much that Dr. Rowley is in any way misguided about how the city runs. I think
No,
some of
I
these
think
things are political machinations, and sometimes you have to give and take, and some people may want somebody, and you may, because he's on record as chastising this mayor several times.
yes, yes,
Am I wrong?
yes. No,
Okay, publicly chastising the mayor.
you know you're not wrong.
So sometimes you have to give and take, and you just say, let me just leave that alone. You know?
Right. So that's what I did. I left it alone because he
Not
was
you, I'm talking
really
about the Prime
sounding.
Minister. Something they say, you know what? Me really like that, but I'll leave it alone. It's not always my
Yeah.
call.
He was sounding off, and I'm saying I think he is saying to us, well, you are fully constituted PNM Council. You need to do something. You all need to do something. And I agree with him with that. But it has to be led by someone. And the only person who can lead that charge is the head of the council.
Okay.
You understand? That's how I saw it. So I am
I'm trying
hoping
to,
that
I'm trying to be respectful and behave, Wendell.
well, no problem. But I have mounted these things on radio and in meetings before. So
Let me just say respectfully, I don't think, I am not impressed with Mayor Martinez's tenure. Let me just leave it like that.
Yeah.
In the least bit.
Okay. We'll go with that.
And that's as respectful as I will,
Yeah.
I think that's respectful.
Yeah.
I ain't going to go into no lambasting. I'm going to be respectful because he is the mayor and the office is afforded a particular respect, but I don't think he's been a very effective mayor.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm being very respectful by leaving it at that.
And I'll leave it there too.
Okay?
Ooh, it's
And
one hell of a shower. Rain just came down in Arima here. I thought I saw
really,
sun when I looked out.
Maybe they're giving you a sign, let's move on from this topic.
Yeah, probably.
And who knows, the next mayor participant could be Wendell Seaton.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. I'll endorse that. Knowing you as I've come to do, I think you have a passion for local government. I think you have a disdain for inefficiency and a disdain for and understand the potential of the office of the mayor and the office of the Port of Spain City Corporation. I think your hands have been largely tied in what you think your vision for Port of Spain is, and I think it'll be interesting to give you an opportunity to see, like a campaign for you, to see what you can do in that position. Yeah, I really think so. Let me put it to you this way. You can't do worse than the present leadership. I would be surprised if you do worse than the present leadership, okay?
Oh my
And
God.
under a new construct as envisioned, you may have the opportunity to do a lot more. All the nebularity surrounding the role of the mayor versus the role of the CEO. And to be fair, that conundrum between the role of the mayor and the role of the CEO has a significant negative impact on what any mayor can do. I'll say that in kind of defense of Mayor Martinez. And if the CEO doesn't want to work, and very often the CEO doesn't want to work, or cannot be found, or will not answer his or her phone, or is an obstacle in the way of progress, the mayor can do very little.
You're saying exactly the right words.
Sip tea.
You're absolutely right. And if the CEO doesn't inspire the engineer and the people underneath him or her to get the job done too, you have a problem.
But we also have to acknowledge that the mayor is in a position of significant leadership. So you can inspire people to perform too. Yeah. Even though your hands may be tied in certain ways, you can inspire people to talk. And if the situation is that the CEO are poor and the mayor poor, we'll be onto that corporation.
Oh, and that's exactly the problem.
Have I encapsulated it correctly, Wendell?
Perfectly. Perfectly. You're saying the words, you know what I have said? I've said it on radio and I've said it at meetings. The Port of Spain Corporation is poorly led both administratively and politically. I've said that.
That's good morning, Mr. Rodabasi.
If I had the Prime Minister that Monday night again, I would have said it. It is poorly led both administratively and politically.
Agreed. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. And good morning to our listeners, wherever you are.
Hi, Richie.
I see you all talking local government.
I'm coming.
We have an election coming on August 14th.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I heard.
Monday, August 14th. Remember we had a general election August 11th? What year was that?
I will not remember things like that.
That was the last general election, wasn't it? August 11th? I
would remember a date of a general election.
Is it 11?
August 11th. Yeah.
I remember.
I barely remember people's birthdays. I remember election date.
I know it was close on my birthday, which is August 6th. So it's quite possible.
August 11th. It was the day of Mrs. Manning's birthday. That's how I always remember it. Because Brian Manning would have been this would have been the first time he was contesting an election. So I told him, I said, well, you gave your mom the perfect birthday gift. Because he was victorious that day. It was August 11th.
Well, I'd have been very surprised if Brian Manning, because of his history, his father's history, and because of his own competence that I've learned to respect, was not successful.
Yeah, true.
You understand? Because I think Brian has come well into his own, and I think he's, come a long way and doing quite well.
Mm-hmm.
So
and has remained humble.
And has remained humble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. H.S. Wilson was August 10th. And has not gotten dragged into the Riri and the Rara. I think he's carrying his own name, as a competent politician. So I expect good things from him into the future.
Okay.
He certainly has the lineage between his late father and his mother.
It's the Love
right?
Brian Manning show.
So sorry.
I said it's the Love Brian Manning show.
No. When people do good, say they do good. When people do bad, say they do bad. You know. So I'm impressed by him. I'm not impressed by everybody, but I'm impressed. I think Brian is doing a good job.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, man.
So, Richard, how was Tobago?
Oh, Tobago was really good. We had a really good time over the weekend.
Okay,
So,
good to hear.
yeah, really good time over the weekend. I think everybody had a really good time. I'm talking about cast and crew, and the audience has a fantastic time. They're one of those
Okay.
audiences that talk back to you and shout back to you and give all kind of comments during the play. It was one of those kinds of audiences. And,
Was
and
the
of course,
missing-
the material is very at home in Tobago.
Oh yes.
Yes. Did you all put in anything about the missing Fadi Augustine? And about the
No.
tapes? And the voice
That
notes?
doesn't come into our play.
They find him yet? The assembly is supposed to sit. Tomorrow's a holiday. Happy Corpus Christi.
Polly has been around. Polly was at something the other day and had a speech and stuff. I can't remember what it was
He was at
about.
the funeral. A funeral of the.
Was it the funeral? Yes, it could have been the funeral. Yeah. Could
Yes,
have been
the funeral. Yes.
And he was talking about, Tobago uniting to assist the children and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The children of the
So-
deceased. Yeah.
How
couple.
this having a song like the Love Fadi show too from you now?
Is that before or after they hired him?
No, I just seen what the man say.
He wants to be good to unite.
I didn't venture an opinion on love for.
He wants to be good to unite before or after they hire the people for propaganda.
Well, you are certain it was him.
No, I didn't say it was him. I'm saying, well,
But
whoever's
that's
doing
the
it,
implication of what
doing
you
the
just
hiring
said,
for
sir.
propaganda.
Hello?
If he was him, it might not necessarily be him.
Hello. It wasn't Anil in room 201. It wasn't a plant-like substance on the ledge by the Prime Minister residence. Oh, they give me a break, That was Fadi.
Oh, well, there are a lot of deep fakes these days, so don't be so certain.
AI ain't so good yet.
Oh, AI is better than that, trust me.
Have you all seen, well, just before I go into that story, sad news where 2 people have been killed and 5 others injured at a graduation in Virginia.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, no.
I didn't read the
Imagine you're doing a
details, but-
graduation and 19-year-old coming with a gun and shoot what is believed to be a father and his son, and other people injured. So
America full of crazy people, I'm sorry,
no. I don't think they're crazy at all. I think it's a trend and something that needs to be dealt with, because it is becoming less and less surprising and more every month or so the norm, which is very disturbing.
Listen, if Barack Obama was there for 8 years and he fixed that ain't getting fixed again. I'm sorry, that ain't getting fixed. Because if there's anybody I felt had the gumption to do it, was him. And it ain't fixed.
Yeah. Well, good news. After some prodding and probing, the government has announced that they will be working with the Catholic Board in a view of dealing with the education consideration of Venezuelan migrant children.
Okay, that's good news too.
Well, yeah, because it's about time.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, that's really good news. I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
I had filed a question, and then Senator Mark filed a question which came up yesterday. And Minister in the Ministry of Education, Lisa Morris-Julian, responded likewise and said that it is under present consideration by the cabinet. A proposal has been sent for the Prime Minister's consideration and the cabinet's consideration, and the aim is to work with because I know the Catholic Board already has started doing some stuff on their own. So based on that, they're going to hopefully work out something that those children can have access to local education, because I don't think that that it is appropriate or ethical that we have granted status for migrants legally for now, I think about 3 years, and children of migrants who would have come here as babies who are now probably eligible for early childhood care, or would have come here when they're 3 and 4 years old and are now eligible for primary school, or otherwise, or in some cases, maybe if they came here at 9 and they're now 11 and 12 eligible for secondary school and not being educated is ethically correct.
Yeah.
You are creating a problem with those children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't been with that at all. That has always been something that I felt was wrong, that they should have been educated. You can't just have them, living and being a vacuum in that area. So I totally support that. And most of our callers did actually, when we did a poll on it, to be fair, most of our listeners did agree that they needed to become part of the school system.
I also think it's time for another registration upgrade, because I don't really feel we have a clear idea of how many Venezuelan migrants are here registered and otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, we know how much are registered because they will have that record, but I think the nebularity related to how many persons are actually here because they're coming and going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't heard any story about any stories.
Some move on. They don't stay here.
No.
I think it's actually a jumping point somewhere. So most.
Yeah. Some move on. They don't want to stay here. Some do stay.
No, not necessarily. It's an emergency situation.
Yeah. Some are content to stay, but some move on too. I think some don't mind the closeness.
More than content to stay. Some have families and things,
some don't mind the closeness.
Some of the women have husbands now. Some of the men have wives now or companions.
And you see them with young children too now. Children who clearly have been born here. When you see them, most of them on a Sunday, You see most of them on a Sunday. Yeah. But if you come out on a Sunday, you drive
people who look like Venezuelans all the time, because I don't walk to anybody and ask them. People who look like they may be Venezuelan.
I see them all the time. Well, but not only that, but there are two particular bars in Arima where, they tend to hang at. Well, I see the Canadians are now allowing visa-free entry. I don't know if you all saw that.
Yeah, Paul would have spoken about that.
For persons who have held a Canadian visa in the last 10 years or have a presently valid non-immigrant U.S. visa.
Right, and you have to get a ETA, an electronic
transport authorization,
and it's good for 5 years when you apply for it, or for the length of how valid your passport is.
Yes.
So if your I suppose how valid your passport is up to 5 years, because it is for 5 years.
So good news for us. It's some good news for the country.
And it costs $7 Canadian to apply for it.
Better than 170 something Canadian to apply for the visa.
Yeah. So 7 Canadian, and you get the authorization within a few minutes.
Yeah.
How do you get it, on document or digitally, or how?
I think it's a digital thing.
Okay.
But it's connected to your passport. So that's why if your passport expires, it expires with
it's interesting that because even before this, a friend of mine started the process of reapplying for his Canadian visa. And they asked him, this is 2 weeks ago, for a copy of his US visa. And he didn't understand why at the time, but with the announcement, he said now he understands why.
Now he understands why. And the interesting thing about it, though, from what I understand about it, is that you can't be, this is my understanding, you can't use that ETA if, for example, in the United States and you're with family and they say, let's go to Canada and they drive. It's only by flight.
Yes, it's only by flight. It's specified by flight.
Canada by flight. If you're entering like from a ground point, like the US, crossing a border, you have to have a visa. Yeah, you have
to take a flight, that's all.
Yeah, that's so. In other words, if you're in the US and you want to go to Canada with your family, you have to take the flight and they can drive across the border.
I think because it's probably processed only at airports.
Yeah, for the ETA.
Yeah.
It's interesting, people may think, well, I have it, I could just cross the border and they'll be in for a surprise.
It may evolve into that because the border checks are less technically inclined. The airports, they have the scanners and all of that.
Yeah.
And we were saying earlier, Richard, before you came on, that both Wendell and I experienced going through North American airports, heading into the country, and no passport. They just scan your eyes. Well, they take a picture, which I presume also includes scanning your eyes or something.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't ask me for the passport.
As a matter of fact, also, they didn't even ask me to take off my glasses, which was strange. Although I did, I think I did take it off, come to think of it, because
But the man didn't have to, because the man feed you up anyway, so he didn't have to take off your glasses.
I don't know. I suppose they might still ask me for my passport just to make sure I'm not Vin Diesel.
Eh? You're going down to the wire with that, eh? You ain't giving up that hope, eh?
That was one time that Steve Kyan was on top of the special effects.
It was not Steve Khan. It was not Steve Khan.
I want to say, I said to myself, how Steve Khan?
It is not Steve Khan. Steve Khan is, no. Steve Khan only triggers fast and one thing, not special effects.
God. Hey.
The word furious don't exist with Steve Khan. Fast, yes, but not furious.
No. He's furious, but he ain't fast.
I was giving you props there, Steve, but to take them back.
It was not Steve Khan. It's never going to be Steve Khan. Steve Khan would have been now putting it up. So, Diego Martin and Siparia are both going to be borrowers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of debate on it. I don't know why the debate had to be so long, but I guess. And there were some people who were for and some people who were against. I clearly know it's, in many people's estimations, a more cosmetic exercise. But I know Senator Thompson Aye and Senator Vera.
It's almost like a nod towards the political leaders of the two main parties.
Well, I think, Richard, and I'm going to say plainly, if they wanted to do Diego Martin, they had to do Siparia.
Probably.
Okay?
No, now you need your special effects one.
Right? If they were going to do Diego Martin, they had to do Siparia, right? Or the political correctness.
But strange enough, the MP for Siparia didn't agree, even though the Siparia Corporation, which is controlled by the UNC, agreed.
And the corporations would have had to apply for it or request it. That's so?
Yes.
So that's strange.
Yeah.
But people also spoke about the fact that there is a certain prestige, which it may be intangible to some, but it's still a sense of pride that you are now a borough.
Because your head of the corporation will no longer be a chairman, it will be a mayor.
And how that help Port of Spain?
Oh gosh. Port of Spain is a city. Port of Spain is
That's another sound effect.
Well, they will get a chain.
Yes, you will. Well, yes. Well, the chairman have had chains, eh? But you'll be a mayor. You won't be a chairman.
So they call you your worship.
Yes. Well, yes.
And you can have your own borough celebrations.
Siparia,
you can have a bigger party.
Yeah, they could move from, well, they could, in addition to the La Divina Pastora celebration that they have, Sipari Mai, I think they call it, they could now do a borough celebration too.
Who has papers?
I have papers, yeah.
Well, take it away.
Oh, okay.
6:46.
I suggest the question be: are you voting in the upcoming local government elections?
Yeah, I don't know why that was exactly the question that I had to. Are you planning to vote?
I would say great minds think alike, but then that's a stretch.
It is a stretch. Because I don't know how you could get to that level already.
I was going to ask, does Richard look astonishingly like Vin Diesel? But if you all want to go with that question, fine. So the Daily Express for today, and the main headline is Election Fever. PM calls date at last local government poll August 14th. Kamla, a simple choice. And there is a picture of the Prime Minister flanked by the Minister of Health and the Minister of Public Utilities. Canada eases visas for Trinis. That's also on the front page of the Daily Express this morning. And on the back page, at Acanta, Charles and King half centuries propel West Indies to 78-run win in second ODI. And that's the front and back of the Daily Express. So now you know.
Paul, just to interrupt you a bit, Richard. I'm thinking that because as I saw Richard turn the paper there and it flashed across the screen, if we could find a way to bring up the headline on the screen too for the people who are watching, just the headline, either through the online version or the physical version,
Yeah,
show it up.
I wish you'd given me a work like this. I will find a way to do.
Yeah. The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for today, and on the front page, well, I could do it sort of.
You can.
The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for today, down to the wire. PM announces August 14th local elections date. UNC, we are on the road to victory. All that on the front page. And there's an inset photo of both the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition. Boiling point in Barrackpore. I'm not so sure what that's about. Is it about roads?
Probably.
Water.
Naparima MP Rodney Charles to a group of constituents.
I think it may be water issues.
Okay. So that's on the front page of The Guardian. On the back page, Sammy wins first series as West Indies beat UAE by 78 runs in second ODI. So that's the back page of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. The main picture is that of some hockey guys. Put on my glasses for that. TNT captain Akim Tussel left, and Paraguay captain Guillermo Benitez battled the ball in their men's Group B match at the inaugural Hockey's Pan American Cups tournament at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. So that's the main picture. All right, and the final newspaper, daily newspaper in Trinidad and Tobago today for the headlines, the Newsday. On the front page, PM announces local government election dates. Bell rings on August 14th. And there's a picture of the Prime Minister walking towards, I guess, Parliament. I'm not so sure where. No, it's not Parliament. Wherever he is. And the Ministry of Education, 10,000 SEA students for remedial classes. And on the back page of the Newsday, King and Charles shine as visitors steal ODI series. West Indies stomp UAE in 78-run win, and 29 selected to represent Trinidad and Tobago at the Special Olympics. And that's it for our 3 dailies this morning. So now you know this day before the holiday, because let's not forget that it's a holiday tomorrow.
So, Paul, this morning, given the announcement of the date for the local government election as August 14th, Monday, August 14th, 2023, are you voting in the local government election on August 14th? No one else? You think and no one else? Are you voting? Yes or no? Do we have international ballots available yet?
Nope. What are you talking about?
So you can't go online and vote yet. No, you can't do online yet, unfortunately. Anyway, are you voting in the local government election? Yes or no?
Yep, that's our poll.
So our poll this morning, are you voting in the local government elections on August 14th? That's our poll this morning. 222 talk 222-8255. North Americans 866-525-1099. People in other parts of the planet 1-868-22-talk 222-8255. And of course, people on the web and the app, you can also send in your votes via the messaging portal on those platforms. So are you voting in the local government elections on August 14th? That's our poll. Don't mind if you are in North America or elsewhere. We'll still take your vote
Yeah,
as if you were
because
in Trinidad.
you could fly in and
Yeah,
vote. Which are you writing?
yeah. Okay, happy birthday, David.
Oh, belated greetings, David.
Good morning, Mrs. R.
Morning.
Uh,
Morning, Christy.
So are you planning to vote in the local government elections on August 14th? That's our poll this morning. That's our poll this morning. 222 Talk, 222-8255. North Americans, even you can vote on this poll. 866-525-1099. People on the web and the app, you know what to do. You don't need an ID card to vote anyway.
You don't need an ID card, it's true. Once their name is in the binder, they don't need it. You don't physically need an ID card to vote. Yeah, the binder and on the list. And well, your name should be on the list too. But even if it's not on the list, they will have the information there. I'm sure EBC will now ramp up the information in terms of what they do, what requires you to vote and so on. I'm sure they'll ramp it up. And we'll try to get this NAS scoop too.
Are you voting in the local government elections on August 14th? That's our poll this morning. Simple and to the point. Are you voting in the local government elections come August 14th? Yes or no? This is our litmus test at this point in terms of public sentiment. Are you voting or not? We know that could change as we get closer to the election. But at this point, are you planning to vote yes or no? That's our poll.
All right, Richard has to come in with the results,
Our
of course.
vote, well, the poll this morning was, are you voting in the local government elections on August 14th? We had 26 people voting on the poll this morning. Of the 26, 16 of you said yes, and 10 of you said no. It was pretty close and was pretty even for most of the poll, but then the yeses kind of went ahead a little bit. So 16 said yes, and 10 said no. That's approximately, if you're looking at it from a percentile point of view, that's approximately 60% of our voters saying yes, they will vote, and 40% saying no, they are not voting. Of course, you can continue to vote. You can continue to vote on this poll throughout the day, throughout programming, and we'll give you the final results on Friday, because tomorrow is a holiday.
Now is a good time to let you know to go and make sure that your status at Elections and Boundaries is sound in terms of your name being on the list and everything else. Please ensure that that is done. Do not wait for the last minute and then you say, oh, you went in the voting booth in the polling station and your name not there and you start a create. Don't do it now. You have a lot of time. All right? Go and fix it. All right? We will try to get someone from the Elections and Boundaries Commission. Ms. Fern Narcisco would have been the person we interviewed last time. We will try to get her. I'll speak with Bobby Rogers in terms of securing her for an interview. And we could ask about the preparation, although I know Paul must have more links than me. You play a thing. You must know Miss Narcisco personally. I met her once, very nice.
No, I do not.
Nice. Very, very nice lady.
No, I do not know the good lady.
Yeah. But we'll get her. I'm sure we will. You know? So go organize yourself. It's a long campaign.
That's long.
The election is actually more than 2 months away.
June, July, August.
Yeah, 2 months and a week. 2 months and a week. Mm-hmm. A long time.
There's a lot of time for noise.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of time for noise. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Plenty time.
That doesn't happen as much.
Well, I wish when they put the stickers all over the place, if they go and mandatorily take them down after.
Most people do it, you know. PNM has a policy, a policy. One, the day that you put up posters, you understand? They have a poster day, and then they have the date for removing it after. You understand? But you can't always control. You can't always control people, huh? But I just tell you so.
I see poster and non-post long after election done.
And I'm telling you, there are people naturally. But I'm just saying the PNM has a policy. Don't tell me not so. But there are people who do obey it and who don't take it on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. All right. Only PNM doing that. Only PNM doing that. No. All political parties do it. All, bar none, all.
So you've gone now. From PNM of a policy of when they put it up and take it down to all political. But that's our problem. Our issue will raise the issue that the litter of posters on walls post-election is across the board.
Well, I feel this only happens in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, we going from outside Trinidad now. I live in here. We're not talking about New York or London. You are considering all kind of argument now to
all you
go
went
past
up and
the
all your
original
school,
position that the
all you
PNM is
went up
taking
and all
on.
your,
They
all
all
you
have a
went up and all
problem
your,
doing it here. I ain't
hold
talking
on.
about London or New York or Australia.
No, you
We're talking
can't
about here
out-talk me,
now.
eh? You can't out-talk me, eh? All you went up and all your
Really?
soapbox
You want to
to
try?
attack the PNM. To attack the
We're not
PNM.
attacking. We never said the
That's what I was
PNM.
doing.
We said parties. Is you bringing the PNM have a put up date and a take down date?
And I'm telling you they do. I'm not saying that some people just rogue and do their own thing. But I'm telling you, the PNM I know and I belong to, we have a day we say this is the day for putting up posters and this
You
is
open
the
the
day for
phone. Open the
removing.
phone, Steve. Open the phone. Open
That's
the
what I'm
phone.
telling you.
Open the
I
phone.
ain't telling you it don't happen
Open
otherwise
the
or
phone,
people
Steve.
don't leave
Open the
out
phone.
stuff and litter and
Oh, give the
pave the
numbers. Give
road
all
and
the
things.
numbers. Give all the numbers.
You're being rude now. I'm talking and you're telling Steve to open the lines. Let me talk.
You feel like
Realistic.
the ex.
You talk, Wendell.
You feel like
Thank you,
the ex.
Richard. Thank you, Richard. You see how they're trying to shut me up? Morning.
And what's wrong with that?
You ever try to go and get an ID card? And you don't need an ID card to vote.
You don't.
But she
Well, if
don't
you
need an
really
ID
want
card
to
to
get
vote.
ID
So what's
card,
your point?
it's for voting.
Yeah, when I pass by the EBC in Arima, there's always a line. And I'm talking about that line is long and winding, starting from 6 o'clock in the morning. People are waiting
Long
to go into
and
that building.
winding road.
The whole process of having to line up to get an ID card is ridiculous, especially if you're
Exactly.
renewing, because plenty of those people are renewing. And the whole process of having to line up to renew and as something as what they will want to term as essential as an ID card is ridiculous. You should be able to do,
I could
first of
tell you
all, you
from
should be
my
able to
own,
do it at any EBC office. You can't. You have to go in the
no,
area in which you live.
from my own personal experience, right? I contested an election in 99, 2003, 2010, 2013, all right, 5 elections, local elections, right? No, four local elections, right? I contested them, right? And I didn't have an ID card. I voted for myself without using an ID card.
I have not had an ID card for 40 years.
See what I mean?
I have not had an ID card for 40 years. And I have
It
no
could be
intention of getting one.
me too.
I have a
I haven't
passport and
had
a
it for
driver's
about
permit.
50
I
years.
don't see the need for it.
Yeah. I don't see the need for it either. Which
I have
is
never had a problem because I have a driver's permit and a passport.
and a passport. Yes, those are the ones I used to. And I know my ID card number. If they only require a number, I know the number.
And I know my driver's permit number too. And I know my passport number too. I have never been refused any service or application based on my using my driver's permit or my passport. I have not had an ID card for 40 years. And I have
Yeah.
no intention of going to get one. Because I don't need it.
No, always have ID.
Well, maybe,
Always
maybe,
have
I have
maybe
an, I
your
know,
father
I
should
have
not
an
have
ID
pounded
card,
your head.
and I went to renew it several years ago. I went to renew it several years ago, and I encountered. Mm-mm. My ID card, let me tell you something, Cola. My ID card expired maybe about 7 years ago. Let me not say 7, let me say 5. And I went to renew it. And after I waited 45 minutes, and they called my number, and I went up. She told me, okay. She took my number, my ID card, and she told me, okay, have a seat. You just have about a 2-hour wait again. I said, give me back my ID card, and I left. And I said, when this becomes digital, I will apply again, and I will renew it. I am not renewing it until it's a digital process that I could do from my desktop. Then I will reapply. Otherwise, keep it.
There's no need for me to get it.
Yeah,
Absolutely no.
I am of the same view as Paul. I've never had a problem with
And I've
using
never
my
had a problem.
driver's permit or my passport.
So why go and trust some stuff for that? But I've heard in Polish things are not easier now, to be fair. But I just never thought I needed it, given I have a
Yeah.
passport and a driver's permit.
Yep. Hello.
Morning. He's an adult, right? I think once he's legally an adult, he may have to do so.
So, but he can't give her authorization to collect it? I'm sure he
Wait,
can.
wait, wait. Before we go on, ma'am, where is he? Where is he? Is he in the United States? Okay, he's in Canada. What is the purpose of the Canadian High Commission if they can't send your ID card there as a
I predict
citizen
that, yeah.
in another country? What is the purpose?
That's what I'm
No.
saying. To collect it, I'm sure he can give you an authorization letter to collect on his behalf. It's just collecting it. Yeah. That's crazy. Just to collect an ID card? No. That's crazy. Yeah.
The issue, I would have tell him go to the Canadian High Commission and say my ID card is in Trinidad. Can you get it for me, please?
Well, that ID card was staying right there. Because your son have a passport, ma'am. He old enough. He
Clearly.
old enough to drive, to have a driver's license. Okay. Well, that passport alone would have worked for now.
Sometimes they ask for two
That's
forms of ID. Sometimes they ask for two forms of IDs for some stuff. Yeah, they ask for two forms of ID.
so
Oh, banks. That's the only place I know. Where else is also two forms of ID? Besides banks.
yeah, I don't know of anywhere else.
Double palm.
Insurance places. I don't know about insurance places asking for two forms of ID.
Paul, behave now.
Double palm.
But banks is the only place that is ridiculous in that request and it's a ridiculous request to
And
ask
if
you for
you're a
two
regular,
forms of
double time
ID.
might ask you for 2 forms of ID.
It's a ridiculous request to ask you for two forms of ID. So banking sector, banking association, shame on you.
Mhm.
Well, they should move to Arima. I see the line. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I see the line every morning when I'm passing.
Let me tell you something. If people want to go for the ID card, if people want to go and get the ID card, fine. We're not telling you don't go.
Yeah,
I ain't going.
yeah.
That's what I say because I have not had.
Wendell, I went, and when I realized the bureaucracy, I say no. I say when I could do that, by
I
uploading a
have
picture,
not had a
getting it mailed to
problem.
me, or getting it digitally sent to my phone. That's when I will do it.
And guess how I lost? There's a Christmas. I was in the mall and I dumped, for some reason, I bought a meal and I stupidly dumped my wallet with everything in it in the trash with the end of food. And that I renewed everything else. I just didn't feel to go for the jam with the ID card.
You throw away your wallet with uneaten food? Is that what I hear there?
A Christmas Eve, believe it or not. Good morning.
Hold on. Caller, caller, stick a pin right there. Did you say that when you went to renew your ID card, they asked for ID and you had to give them a driver's permit? Is that what you just said?
No, that's not what she
Oh,
said. She said they renewed both.
okay, okay.
You've been a victim of robbery 6 times.
You say that calm, eh? How you say that so calm?
You have been a victim of robbery 6 times. You need to go down Maruga and get a bush bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the red candle is important. Ask Steve.
Yeah. Hello, take a full bathe. Sonny, go and get some full cream milk and bathe with that. And take 3/4 shilling and your right hand and throw it over your left shoulder.
Hmm. That's crazy. That's crazy. Mm. Yeah, that's crazy. Mm. Yeah,
You open a bottle and smell it. You good enough. But I don't know. At least, well, they could have do something else in that bottle and pelted there, so you're lucky it's only
but why
urine.
would they be peeing in a bottle? They don't have a toilet. Who's the landlord of the apartment? Because they're renting.
It's littering, so it is public health. It's littering. It is public health.
So
Yeah.
public health officers could also go and talk to them. But the best person to talk to them to be the landlord.
Exactly.
Say, hey, all the causing problems in the area, or they can't be pissing in a bottle and pelting it in people's land.
Morning, morning, Miss
Good
Dabney.
morning. Good morning.
Morning. Assist the council, advise the council, in whatever capacity that they need. Some aldermen have different skills. Back in my day, the aldermen that came in were attorneys. Faris Alwari was an alderman in Port of Spain Corporation, Teneries, they were attorneys, or they would have had some business skill or some accounting skill, any different kind of skill, or they will put aldermen in for to assist the council. That's because the aldermen are just as powerless sometimes as the council. because the administration is who runs, is who implements. All right, when the council meet, the council will decide, okay, we want this done, we want this direction. But at the end of the day, they can't implement it. The implementers are, in fact, the public servants who work in the different corporations. They are the ones who have to do what you ask them to do. But you can't tell them to do it. You could ask them. You document it, and then the next month you come back, you document it again, and sometimes that's how it goes. Well, the
We see.
council will be it will be an executive council. It is envisaged that it will be changed. Now, at the end of the day, it's the same human beings you put in there, right? And the staff at the corporation ain't changing. You now have to exert your authority now because you had responsibility before. You didn't have authority. So hopefully now you'll have authority and you have to exert that authority to get the staff to do the work. Well, let's hope, no. Let's hope the people that are elected and the people who go in there will be strong enough to ensure that it gets done. Because you have to be strong but conciliatory. Because, you, as I say, you're still dealing with the same staff who for years ain't do nothing. You understand? You now have to inspire them to do the work. Well, yeah. I could only tell people how I run my business. I've always told people I'm good at managing people and making money. That is my skill.
Yeah, manage all people well at all.
No, well, that people want to, when you want to manage me, that's a different thing. Managers can't really be managed in. Or
Managers,
manhandled.
managers can be managed. It just depends
Can't
on who's
always.
managing
I
them.
say can't always be. I would imagine the systems have improved. I would be very disappointed if they didn't improve those systems that they had because I remember Frederick Street, the EBC office, used to have long lines outside. I don't see it anymore. No, the EBC office for Port of Spain is still on Frederick Street, up by St. Mary's College there. Yep. Preparations will go into full swing, especially when the different parties put out their list of candidates, because you'll find out who your prospective candidate is, because it'll be a prospective candidate up until nomination day. After nomination day, nothing can change. If anything comes up with a candidate after nomination day, that candidate will just have to they will still be on the ballot paper, but they may not be able to, let's say, people will, well, for whatever reason, once you go past nomination day, you can't change a candidate. If something comes up about a candidate between now and June 26th, they can be changed. After nomination day, you cannot make any changes. Morning, LA. Well, all right. I, I I will be the first mayor though. If let's go down that wonder hole. that they'll call Wendell. And you see how I put my name up on the screen? I just put my first name and I put it with lowercase letters. There's a reason I do that. Wendell. Call me Wendell. Don't call me nothing else.
I was going to say if you didn't know about nouns and capitalization.
I deliberately put Wendell lowercase. Yes. Haven't they caught it? I thought they caught it yesterday. Oh.
They caught it or they didn't catch it?
Well, apparently, I see the saying apparently not. Maybe you
And
should
they,
try to get balance for one
and they
of
said
them.
they said they saw footprints or something like that. They saw footprints, right?
Well, a meme started spread yesterday with an actual Jaguar motor car hiding in the forest. You didn't see it? Yes, somebody take a picture and put a Jaguar in the bush now. The motor car now.
But I think the Ministry of Agriculture confirmed that there were paw prints somewhere along a riverbank or something like that. Something like that was on news last night.
Because Jaguars swim, Jaguars don't just climb trees and are predators, They also swim well.
How come we all of a sudden we have this problem with jaguars? Because they found
Because
one in a cage.
somebody clearly brought in a set of exotic animals in the country, and that one apparently got away.
But like it's
I don't
going
know.
on
I
news.
don't know Trinidad and Tobago. All of us have a problem with big cats.
So, you went there. Always go for the lowest common denominator.
What place common denominator is
Yeah,
There's a big cat.
yes, it is. Look that I was just waiting, I knew it was going to come, I see
All
he
of
is
a
built up
sudden,
to
there's this
it.
big fear over big cats in Trinidad and Tobago.
Richard, if you watch his face, his eyes just start to light up when he get a chance.
Since when Trinidad have a problem with big cats? Jaguar,
This
lion,
one,
cheetah,
Jaguars,
the one they found in the cage the other day.
this one
But isn't
swims.
a jaguar a big cat?
It is a big cat.
Exactly.
You have a caller online? Oh, okay. Is Valence
Good
online?
morning, Valence.
So Valence, why all of a sudden are they having a problem with a big cat?
Yeah.
But are any of these valents native to Trinidad and Tobago? How would a jaguar get loose in Trinidad and Tobago unless somebody brought it in and it escaped?
Also, it's not confirmed then. Yeah, it's not confirmed then.
Is it one person who saw this or more than one person? So one person is who reported this, right?
No, that's not what he said.
Okay.
Well,
But
did
where did
you,
the pig, but where did the pig
I,
come from,
I wasn't
Valance?
clear, Balance, on whether you all saw footprints or not.
But, mhm. So, so Valance, tell me something. You all would have witnessed the pig carcass. Where did the pig come from then? So they would have somebody would have dumped a pig there, or was it someone's pig that was killed by the jaguar? Oh, okay. So the jaguar was seen feeding on the pig. Is that what they're saying? Okay.
Which means it's probably brought in as part of the illegal trade. It's crazy. But there's a
How
fine print.
problematic is that exotic animal trade in Trinidad and Tobago? Because you don't really hear much about it. I know every now and then you will hear seizures and stuff. How big of a problem is it? Do you have a sense, Valance?
That's crazy.
But where would they be coming from, Valance? Oh, okay. All right. So what hope is there for capturing this this young cat. It's a trap or something. A sloth? Wow.
Sloth, not the other
Yeah,
one.
sloth. Yeah, a sloth. I know it's a sloth. What's somebody doing bringing a sloth here?
There's no shortage of snakes in Trinidad and Tobago.
For sure.
Anyway, Balan, thank you so much, man. We appreciate your update this morning.